Your body is supposed to be on your side. You feed it, let it sleep, and occasionally give it water instead of coffee. But the moment other people are watching, it can betray you in 5 completely different ways. Today, we are counting down 5 embarrassing moments almost everyone has experienced. The only question is, which one are you? At number 5, we have mistaken eye contact. You are walking through a hallway when someone ahead looks directly at you. They smile. Maybe they even wave. Naturally, you smile and wave back because you are a normal, friendly person with excellent social instincts. Then you notice they are actually greeting someone standing directly behind you. There is no graceful recovery from this. You cannot take the wave back. It has already left your hand and entered public records. So you perform the emergency follow-up move. You look behind yourself, even though you already know someone is there. You act surprised, like you are personally confirming the existence of another human being. Then comes the immediate inspection of the floor. Suddenly, the floor is fascinating. Has it always been this flat? Is that a tiny scratch? Maybe you should study it professionally. You pull out your phone and tap the screen, even if the screen is locked, because nothing says casual confidence like urgently checking absolutely nothing. This happens because eye contact is fast and ambiguous. Your brain tries to predict whether another person's attention is aimed at you before it has all the information. Most of the time, that shortcut helps. Sometimes, it turns you into an unpaid background performer in somebody else's greeting. At number 4, have you ever pretended to understand what someone said? It usually starts in a loud room. Someone tells you something, but all you hear is a collection of sounds wearing a sentence costume. You say, "Sorry, what was that?" They repeat it. Somehow, the second version is even less understandable. You ask one more time. This is your final legal attempt. They lean closer, speak louder, and carefully repeat every word. You still understand nothing, but asking a 4th time feels impossible. So you smile, nod, and say, "Yeah." You have now agreed to a sentence you did not hear and a future you did not choose. Immediately, you begin searching their face for clues. Are they smiling? Then your answer was probably acceptable. Are they confused? You may have answered a question incorrectly. Are they horrified? There's a chance they said, "My dog is in the hospital," and you responded with the energy of someone approving a dinner reservation. This happened to me once, and after my 3rd confident "yeah," the person paused and said, "So you want me to stop?" That was when I learned the question had not required agreement. I had accidentally ended the conversation using a level of confidence normally reserved for people who heard the conversation. The brain does this because social pressure starts competing with listening. Instead of decoding the words, part of your attention is busy thinking, "How many times can I ask before this becomes weird?" By the 3rd repeat, avoiding awkwardness feels more urgent than obtaining actual information. So you gamble everything on one polite nod. At number 3, why does your body betray you during presentations? 5 minutes before speaking, you know your material. You practiced it. You could explain it to a wall, a mirror, or a very patient houseplant. Then you stand in front of real people, and your body reacts like the presentation contains an active bear. First, your hands start shaking. This is especially helpful when you are holding paper, because now the paper announces your fear to the entire room. You try holding it tighter, which makes the shaking more visible. Eventually, the page sounds like a tiny helicopter preparing for takeoff. Then your mouth becomes dry, not slightly dry, completely abandoned by moisture. Your tongue starts sticking to places it has never visited before. You take a sip of water, but because your hands are shaking, the water approaches your face with the accuracy of a carnival game. Next comes the sweating. Your body apparently believes the best way to survive public speaking is to quietly become soup. Your forehead shines. Your palms become unusable. If you are wearing a gray shirt, your clothing begins creating a live weather map of the situation. Then your voice changes without permission. You plan to sound calm and professional. Instead, your first word comes out 2 octaves higher, like your confidence has been replaced by a nervous cartoon character. You clear your throat and try again. But now everyone knows there was an original voice and an emergency backup voice. Finally, your memory disappears. You look at a slide you personally created and experience it as new information. The bullet points appear familiar, but only in the way strangers sometimes look familiar. Your brain has not deleted the knowledge. It has simply hidden the file until the audience leaves. Performance anxiety activates the body's threat response. Your heart speeds up, muscles tense, and attention narrows because your nervous system thinks it is protecting you. Unfortunately, it cannot tell the difference between being judged by a meeting room and being chased through a forest. To your body, both events require suspicious amounts of sweat. At number 2, have you ever walked into a glass door? A clean glass door is less of a door and more of a confidence test. You are walking normally, looking ahead, thinking about where you are going. Then your entire body receives a notification at the same time. Your face touches the glass first. Your hands arrive second, but only after the important work has been completed. There is a deep, flat sound that somehow travels across the entire building. For 1 perfect second, your body remains pressed against the door like you are trying to become a window decoration. Then instinct takes over. You step back and immediately pretend the collision was intentional. You inspect the glass. You touch the frame. Maybe you look at the handle with disappointment, as if the door violated an agreement. You are not embarrassed. You are conducting an urgent safety inspection with your forehead. If someone saw you, you might point at the glass and laugh. This is meant to communicate. Look how clean it is. But what it actually communicates is, I have identified the object that just defeated me. The witness smiles because they want to help, but their shoulders are moving because they are trying not to collapse. Transparent surfaces are easy to miss when reflections, lighting, and visual attention make the opening behind them look continuous. Your brain focuses on the destination and predicts a clear path. The glass is visible, but it is not selected as important until your face submits additional evidence. And at number 1, have you ever laughed during a serious moment? This is the most dangerous betrayal, because the less appropriate laughter becomes, the more powerful it feels. You are in a quiet room. Someone is speaking seriously. You fully understand that nothing is funny. Then your brain places one tiny laugh in your throat. You try to stop it. That is the first mistake. You press your lips together, look down, and hold your breath. Now the laugh has pressure. Your shoulders begin shaking. From across the room, it may look like you are crying, which would be useful if your face were not slowly turning into a balloon. Then someone looks at you. Eye contact makes everything worse. You see that they are also trying to remain serious, and their struggle becomes funny. They see your face, and your struggle becomes funny to them. You have created a silent feedback loop that can destroy both of your reputations. Sometimes the trigger is not even a joke. A chair squeaks. Someone mispronounces one harmless word. A phone vibrates against the table with unexpected violence. On any normal day, you would not react. But in a room where laughter is forbidden, that tiny sound becomes the greatest comedy performance in human history. This does not always mean you find the serious situation funny. Nervous laughter can be a release when the brain is overloaded by tension, discomfort, or conflicting emotions. The body produces the wrong-looking response while trying to regulate the right feeling. Emotionally, you are concerned. Mechanically, your face has filed different paperwork. Of course, explaining nervous laughter never helps in the moment. Saying, "I'm not laughing because this is funny," sounds exactly like something a person would say while laughing because something is funny. So you apologize, stare at the floor, and wait for your nervous system to stop freelancing. So those are 5 ways your own brain and body can embarrass you. The accidental wave, the fake understanding, the presentation shutdown, the glass door collision, and the serious moment laugh. None of them last very long, but each one can become a permanent resident in your memory. Which one can you relate to most? And if you have experienced all 5, congratulations. You are not awkward. You are simply collecting the complete set. Just remember, the next time your body betrays you in public, act confident. Unless it is a glass door. In that case, slow down first.